Chris Lee of Southeastern 14 here to present our power rankings going into games of November the 18th. Number 14, as it has been all year, Vanderbilt, maybe the worst team in the Power 5. Not much else to say there. Number 13, Mississippi State. Nobody's happy with that season. Fired the coach this weekend. Enough said. Number 12, Arkansas. That was the team we thought was going to fire its coach this weekend, but that has not happened as we're doing this as of Tuesday morning. Sam Pittman's got a couple games left to maybe try to resurrect some excitement around that program, but been a tough year. The offense has been dysfunctional. Dan Enos paid the price a couple of weeks ago. We'll see if Sam Pittman does the same. South Carolina at 11 got a big win over Vanderbilt last weekend. We'll see if that carries over into any momentum. The Gamecocks have got a game with Clemson coming up at the end of the season, and before that, a game with Kentucky. Win them both. 6-6 doesn't suddenly seem so bad after being 3-6. Shane Beamer's teams play well in November, as we know. We'll see if they can pull it off again. Florida, my goodness, this team is inconsistent. Looks great one week, looks horrible the next week. It's kind of life in Gainesville at the moment. People not happy with Billy Napier, but as we've said time and time again, going to take him time to rebuild the talent, which he is doing. Number 9, Kentucky. This team has also been all over the map, but that September, I don't know if mirage is fair to say, but Kentucky always starts at September's with a weak slate of games, and we get to this point of the season, and sometimes the Cats are playing well and sometimes they're not. Offensive inconsistencies have just been an issue. Alabama jumped their defense a little bit this weekend. I still think there's better stuff ahead for Kentucky. Beat South Carolina, beat Louisville in the season like that, then Kentucky fans are probably feeling pretty good. We'll see how that goes. Texas A&M fans are feeling good. That has nothing to do with the record so far. That's because the Aggies, of course, fired Jimbo Fisher. Interested to see where that search goes. I think all eyes are on the off-the-field stuff in College Station rather than the on-field stuff. Now we're getting into the tier of teams that are a little bit happier. Before we get there, and we'll start with Auburn, but just a reminder, our channel is presented by BetOnline, the last of the major pro sports leagues, off and rolling. College basketball ready to go as well. BetOnline remains your top spot for all your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL, all in full swing. BetOnline, your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions. All the hoops betting action, along with every sport available at your fingertips, both desktop and mobile. Access it anytime. Head to BetOnline today. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV in caps, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. The Auburn Tigers have gotten 2 big wins the last couple of weekends. Not sure if that is just playing bad teams or Auburn getting better. Probably some of both. The defense has been there all season. The offense starting to play better. Game with New Mexico State this weekend that's very winnable. Auburn will be favored by 20-ish. And then, of course, the Iron Bowl, which could be more interesting than I think we would have thought of a few weeks ago. Tennessee at 6. I know the Vols just got slaughtered at Missouri. This is still a pretty good team. You're seeing this team top 15 in a lot of power rankings, certainly top 20. The Vols defense leaked last week. The offense has been a little bit hit and miss with the passing game, but Tennessee can run. Maybe not the season that Tennessee wanted, but a decent one nonetheless so far. Number 5, LSU. Talent-wise, LSU better than this, but we know about that defense. The offense has been clicking all year. Jaden Daniels, in my opinion, should get an invite to New York. I think he is Heisman worthy. We'll see where that goes. Number 4, Ole Miss. The season took a disappointing turn in Athens on Saturday, but you know what? That happens to a lot of teams. Ole Miss just isn't there defensively, and Georgia slowed that offense more than most people do. So I think you got to be happy with the season that Lane Kiffin is having. I think they're headed to a 10-2 season. You don't win 10 games at Ole Miss a lot of times, but I think that's where this team is headed. Number 3, the Missouri Tigers. We have talked about Missouri all year. We thought they were underrated to begin the season. They have proven us right. Thought that game with Tennessee would be a closer one than it was. You know what? I think that might say more about Missouri than it does against Tennessee. This team is just so solid across the board. Not a lot of glaring weaknesses, although you'd like the special teams to be a little bit better. But the defense has been solid. Missouri has found a passing game and has found a consistent running game under Cody Schrader, who I think might be the biggest second-half surprise in the season, in the conference. Love the way the Tigers are playing. Not going to make the playoff. I think 2 losses is not going to do it, but Missouri is probably headed for a New Year's Day bowl. And, boy, that'll be fun for everybody in Columbia. All right, number 2, Alabama. The Crimson Tide have really been playing well, been playing for their season since that loss to Texas back in week 2. The defense has been good week in and week out. That offense with Jalen Milroe just keeps getting better. Milroe accounts for 6 touchdowns, I think, on Saturday against Kentucky. We know what he can do with his feet. We know that in terms of big play passing games, Alabama about as good as anybody in the league right now. LSU might take exception to that, and maybe Georgia would too. But Jalen Milroe really getting the job done has gotten better as the season has gone on, and that is why Alabama is at number 2. Remember, everybody was saying a few weeks ago, season on the brink for Alabama. This could be the end of the dynasty. Nick Saban, Alabama, Jalen Milroe have answered that and kept their season alive, and now are going to be playing in Atlanta against the Georgia Bulldogs. No surprise here. I thought that Georgia, I thought Ole Miss could be a tough match for them. I thought that Tennessee could be a tough match for them this weekend too. Still might be. That game's in Knoxville. But the way Tennessee played last week, the way Georgia played last week, Georgia obviously the better team. It's a line of scrimmage league, and boy, not many teams in the country playing better than Georgia on the line of scrimmage right now. All right. That'll do it for our power rankings this week. We do these every week. Best way to get those, subscribe to our channel, hit that like button. We're doing these for basketball too. Those should be out on Tuesday as we're doing these for football as well. So we've got you covered in baseball, basketball, football here at Southeastern 14. God bless everybody. Have a great day. And thanks for watching Southeastern 14 presented by Bet Online.